Hey everybody, welcome to this week's Wisdom Wednesday. I am Kristen Gear. I am the Area Director for the Northeast Valley for BNI Arizona. I am also doing member services for the BNI office as well as data operations. Every week I come on here and provide a weekly education tip. And I just want to welcome all of the new people for watching. We have a lot of new people on the Facebook page, so I just want to remind you guys that this Facebook page is not for self-promotions. If you promote anything for yourself or your business, I will be deleting those posts. Hey Merle! And so I just want to remind you guys of that. And please do not post substitute requests on this page. One of our members did set up a substitute page, and it's in the announcement, in the details on the announcement section of this page. So you can check that out. The link is in there. So we definitely want to make sure that we keep all of the posts in here flowing. So if there's anything that doesn't belong, if you see that it's been deleted, it's probably from me. So if you have any questions, just shoot me a message and I'd be happy to educate on the information. So today is a really important topic. I don't know if you guys saw the post from yesterday. I posted a quote from Ivan Misner, and it was perfect timing to tie right into what I wanted to cover today. And the topic is all about staying in your lane within BNI. And the quote that I posted yesterday said, "Do what you are good at and do it better than anyone else." That resonated with me so much. It's been coming up a lot lately. I've been hearing multiple members saying how they've been facing some challenges with visiting other chapters and giving their presentations. And the biggest piece to that was members in those chapters that weren't representing the category that's listed on the BNI Arizona website. So there's a couple pieces to this education today because I want to make sure that you guys are represented on the roster correctly and that we're providing the right information, so that way when members from other chapters do visit, that they will be able to have the opportunity to give their presentation for their business as well. Because as you guys know, one of the benefits of BNI membership is being able to visit other chapters. So you're allowed to visit all the chapters in the Valley. So we're now up to 63 chapters, guys. It's so amazing. We just launched our newest chapter last week, the BNI Scottsdale Trailblazers. So we're super excited. We've got 4 more chapters that are in the mix in the core group phase that are working on chartering. And so we're so excited to add these professions to the BNI family. But one of those benefits of BNI is being able to visit other chapters. So you're allowed to, if your category is open in that chapter, you're allowed to give your presentation 2 times per year. 2 times per year in that chapter if your category is available. And now a lot of members do substitute from time to time for other members, and they show up more than that 2-time mark. But members, please make sure that you're keeping to that standard and only giving your presentation for your own business twice per year. Now, outside of that 2 times, I highly recommend to do a presentation about your chapter. You can definitely promote your chapter. Go in with a game plan. Let everybody know what your chapter name is, where you meet, when you meet, and what are the top 3 categories that you guys are looking to fill within your chapter. That's the best way to promote your chapter around town, is when you go to visit those chapters, is to do a presentation about your chapter, because you never know when a business in that chapter is looking to expand their business into other chapters. Because one member can only be a member of one chapter, but a business can have multiple representatives in chapters all around town. I see it all the time. So I highly recommend making sure you keep to that 2 times. But now going back to the education today about staying in your lane. So now we have multiple types of categories. So in BNI, we have over 500 categories for professions in BNI. That's a lot of professions. So it's definitely very specific when it comes to what your specific category is. Now we have multiple types of industries that overlap quite a bit. So for example, we have the insurance industry. So we have a lot of chapters that have the personal lines insurance, we have the business lines insurance, we have life insurance, we have the financial advisors that also promote some insurance products. We have the supplemental insurance, we have Medicare, we have health insurance, we have, the sky's the limit, guys. I just named 7 right there, just in the insurance industry. Now, what happens when one of those 7 industries visits a chapter that their specific category isn't covered? You want to make sure that you're staying in your lane to what specific category you were approved through in BNI. Because here's the deal, guys, and I'm going to use the whiteboard here to draw. So if you have Bobby Sue over here, and they are representing the insurance category, and let's say they are the personal lines insurance, right? But they also do business insurance, and they also do life insurance, and maybe on the side they also sell health insurance. Well, if their category is P and C in the chapter, that personal lines insurance, but in their weekly presentations, they're listing everything else that they do, that misses an opportunity, one, for chapter members to refer other new potential members to the chapter that are in these other categories. But then it also creates a conflict when a member from another chapter is in one of these other categories, thinking that it's not filled and they'd love to present on their business. But then once they show up to the chapter's like, no, we've got it covered because Bobby Sue over here, they take care of all of those. So that's a conflict of interest. You guys, conflict is a horrible word. Horrible word. We want to be welcoming everybody to our chapters. Now let's say Bobby Sue covers all of these categories, but let's say Jane wants to come and represent this category right here. Just one of those many categories. Now, if the chapter understands that this member covers all of these, what is it going to hurt that Jane comes in and does a presentation 1 or 2 times in the year on one of the different products? Now, going back to the quote, guys, do what you are good at and do it better than anyone else. You want to make sure that your number 1 category that you're representing in BNI is what you do 70% of the time. And that you do that better than anyone else. If you find that your category is not something that you do 70% of the time, you may want to chat with your membership committee to change the category, because that's going to be huge. So they also say that each person has about 250 contacts, right? So if Bobby Sue is covering, let's just say that they're covering 4 different categories in their chapter, right? Now, if they're doing that, that's 250 contacts, right, guys? That's 250 contacts that you're getting out of 4 categories. That's 4. Now, if you had 3 more new members in each of these other categories, guys, that's 250 contacts per member. And they always say it's not who you know, it's who the people who you know. So it's not just the 250 contacts from each of those additional members, but it's all of the 250 contacts from those 250 contacts. It multiplies significantly, guys. So what I'm trying to get here is if you're not staying in your specific lane in your chapter and you're covering multiple categories within BNI, the chapter's not going to invite all of these other members because they think it's a conflict with your own category, when in essence it's really not. So we want to make sure that we're staying in our lane and be open for members of other chapters, for visitors to come in and present on the items that you're not doing 70% of the time. I guarantee you guys that there's enough business to go around for everybody involved. And it's not about competition, right? It's about collaboration, collaborating with people that are in your own profession that do. So if you specialize in personal insurance, if someone else specializes in commercial insurance, that's a perfect power partner for you guys, because then you can send referrals back and forth if you come in with the understanding that you both specialize in different things. So you each get to benefit from the referrals that come in for what you specialize in. Now there's lots of other examples outside of the insurance industry as well. So I know that printing is a big category, right guys? So printing covers multiple different aspects. You have the printer, you have the promotional products, you have the sign people, there's large format graphics that are printing, there's apparel printing, there's multiple different aspects of these categories. And what I want to make sure that you guys do is make sure that you're finding what your specific lane is and sticking to it, because that's how you're going to maximize the benefit of BNI and being open to adding all of those other additional members to your chapter that specialize in all of those areas. Now, it definitely you want to make sure that you find the right people, because if you have 4 different people coming into your chapter saying, no, I specialize in all these areas, then it may not work out. You want to make sure that you're bringing in the right people, putting the right people on the bus in your chapter, in your power team, that are going to collaborate and work together. That's where the magic happens, guys. I've been hearing a lot lately with members commenting on how things can improve within BNI Arizona, and this is one thing that always comes back, is that members visit chapters around town, but when they are getting ready to do their presentation, they're told, oh no, but Bobby Q covers that area too. So guys, be open to allowing those other members to come in and present on their specialty. Now, members, when you're visiting other chapters, we also want to be mindful and be respectful of members that are in that chapter, and find out before you even go of what their specialty is and what their lane is. That way when you go to visit the other chapter, you know exactly what to talk about. And there's that conversation beforehand, right? So you can connect with that member directly before you go and visit, or you can connect with the vice president. Now, leadership teams, make sure that members are being educated on the importance of how awesome it would be to have more members in the chapter that specialize in these different areas. Because if one person is hogging all of these categories, and what I like to call them is category cowboys, if they're category cowboying all of these different categories, that's actually a loss for that member that's hogging those categories, because they're missing out on the opportunity to have the whole sphere of influence from all of these additional members that could be potential power partners for them. So because in their mind they're thinking, oh well, I want to have all the business to myself, I do all those things, so I want all of the referrals to myself. But what they're not realizing is, if they bring in other members that also specialize in other areas that they're not doing 70% of the time, they're going to get more referrals for what they do love to do 70% of the time. So this has been an ongoing thing, guys. So let's make sure to educate our chapter members of the importance of making sure we're staying in our lane, and also putting together the details in your My Business section on your BNI Arizona profile. That will also help. You can access that through BNI Connect or the BNI Connect app. So it's called the My Business section. You can put all the details about your business in there. And then also, if you go into BNI Connect, there's also a TOPS profile that you can add for your profile onto the website. that goes over your top products, top problems solved, your favorite BNI story, the perfect power partners for you. So make sure that you have all that stuff listed, because guys, BNI members love to do business with other BNI members. So if you provide more information of exactly what you do on your BNI Arizona profile, you will likely gain some more business if that member is specifically looking for something that you do. So remember guys, make sure you stay in your lane, because it's not taking referrals away from you. We're doing that so that way it provides more added benefit for you and your business, because then we can add more members to the chapter that specialize in all of those other areas. Even though it may seem like it's overlapping, if they specialize in something that you don't do 70% of the time, then it's a win-win for everybody, guys. A win-win. So if you have any questions about this, feel free to contact me anytime. You can message me on Facebook, or you can contact me at the BNI office at office@bniarizona.com. I'd be happy to answer any questions. If you have questions about what your category is within BNI and what it entails and what it covers, I'd be happy to answer your questions. You can also contact your chapter's director consultant as well for any questions regarding your category, because I know that they would be happy to help with making sure that we have everything specifically laid out to what represents you and your business the most, because we want to make sure that you're making the most out of BNI, because the one goal, one of the biggest things in BNI is we want to create success for every member in BNI, whether that be personal or professional success. And if making sure that the category is lined up to match specifically what you do and what you are the best at and what you do better than anyone else, just like that quote said, we're happy to help to make sure that we get all of those details correct. So thank you so much for joining me for another weekly Wisdom Wednesday, and I will look forward to seeing you guys next week. Have a great day, guys.